Welcome back to Storytime with Renu. If you haven't seen any of my videos before this one, then please subscribe to my channel, tap the bell so that you'll get notifications every time I upload a video. Today I'm going to tell you the story of Kakamma, Kakappa, Kakamma, Kakappa, Kakappa. Are you wondering who this Kakamma is or Kakappa is? Well, they were two crows who wanted to build a nest. Why do crows build nests? Because they want to start a family. They were looking for a nice tree, a nice strong tree where they could build a nest. So Kakamma and Kakappa flew around looking for a good tree. Kakamma found a strong, big neem tree with very wide, strong branches. So when she saw the tree, she decided this is going to be the tree. Kakappa came.
Look, I like this tree. It's a very nice tree,
said Kakappa. So now the tree was chosen. They had to build a nest. What do you think crows need to build a nest? Do they need bricks? Do they need cement? Oh, no. All they want is some sticks and some twigs and some straw if they can find it. And so, Kakamma and Kakappa flew around picking up sticks and twigs. And soon there was a nice big cozy nest right on top of the tree. Now that the nest was ready, Kakamma had to lay eggs. And so one day she sat down very cozily in the nest and soon, what do you think that was? Yes, she had laid her first egg. She flew away feeling very proud of herself. The next day, she came back and sat in the nest again. Another egg had been laid. She flew away again. The next day, a third egg. She flew away once again. And when she came back, there were 4 eggs in the nest.
I had laid only 3 eggs, but there are 4.
She called Kakappa. When Kakappa came, she said,
Look, there are 4 eggs, but I laid only 3. Oh, Kakamma, what does it matter? You must have forgotten. We have 4 babies. Yes, we have 4 babies.
and Kakamma was happy. Now it was time for Kakamma to sit and warm the eggs so that they would hatch. So she settled down very cozily on the eggs. Kakappa had to fly away and find fat, juicy worms for Kakamma to eat. Now that she had to sit on the eggs, how could she fly looking for worms? So every day Kakappa would bring juicy worms and sometimes a piece of meat or a piece of fish that he would have stolen from somewhere. Kakamma enjoyed the worms, the meat, the fish. Then one day she heard a sound. Crack! One of the eggs had hatched and there was a cute little chick. So Kakamma flew away and started feeding the baby chick. 2 days later, crack! All the 3 chicks had hatched. There were 4 baby chicks in the nest. So every day, Kakamma and Kakappa would fly away and bring back juicy worms and meat and sometimes fruits for the babies to eat. The babies started to grow nice and strong. Caw, caw, they would go whenever they were hungry. Caw, caw, with their beaks wide open so that Kakamma and Kakappa would feed them. Now Kalpi, the very first one that had hatched, looked different from the others. She was not black and grey. She had a little bit of white, a little bit of brown, and she had different colored eyes. Kakamma looked at the chick.
God, she looks a little different.
But Kakappa said,
So what? She's a baby, isn't she?
and so they went on feeding the 4 chicks, and soon it was time for them to learn to fly. So Kakamma and Kakappa would push them out of the nest very gently. The little birds would fly, fall on the ground, and in a few days they learned to fly. They would fly here and they would fly there, but they were still babies, and so Kakamma and Kakappa continued to feed them. And they became bigger and bigger. Now all the crows living there had noticed that Kalpi didn't look like them. And there was one time when Kalpi could no longer caw. So the crows started laughing at her.
She doesn't look like us. She can't caw like us.
And they laughed at her every single day. The only ones who didn't laugh at her were Kakamma, Kakappa, and her best friend Karuni. Every time Kalpi felt sad, Karuni would put her wing around Kalpi and say,
So what if you can't caw like us? So what if you cannot look like us? You are still one of us.
And Kalpi would feel a little better. But Kalpi loved to sing. Every now and then she would feel the urge to sing. But the crows did not want to listen.
You want to sing? No crow will sing. Keep quiet. Go away if you want to sing.
So Kalpi sometimes would fly away far and she would sit on top of a tree and she would sing. She would sing so beautifully. But you would have to listen to her to realize how beautifully she sang. Then one day, a bird came to the same area where the crows lived. Now you know, crows don't really like other birds coming into their territory. So when this bird came down and sat on the tree, they first thought that it was a very big crow. But then they noticed that this bird had deep brown russet colored wings. So definitely this was not a crow.
What do you want?
Asked the crows, and the bird said, Well, I have come to live here and I shall rule over you. There are lots and lots of fruit trees and I love fruits.
We don't need a king. Go away. We will chase you.
Ha ha, you will chase me away. I will bring all my friends and we will chase you all away.
Oh no,
said the crows, because they knew that definitely they wouldn't be able to fight these birds who were bigger than them. Then the bird said, I will go away on one condition. If somebody can beat me in singing. He opened his beak and started to sing. His voice was beautiful. The crows sat in silence.
We cannot sing like this.
Ha ha, I thought as much. By tomorrow, if one of you cannot sing like me, I will be your king. And he flew away. All the crows were very upset. Karuni was the only one who said,
Don't worry, we will beat this bird.
And so the next day when the bird came back, Karuni was the only one who spoke.
Caw, caw. There is indeed one among us who can sing better than you.
Ha! Better sing, the bird said. And so Karuni turned to Kalpi and said,
Caw, Kalpi, sing.
No, said Kalpi.
Kalpi, you have to save our place. Please sing,
said Karuni. So Kalpi opened her beak wide and she started to sing. She sang so beautifully, even the bird kept quiet. After she had finished, he said, Yes, she sang better than me, but she is not a crow, she's a koel.
What?
Said all the birds. Karuni spoke again.
Caw. But Koel, Kalpi is one of us. We never knew that she was a Koel. All you said was that one among us has to sing. And she is one among us. So, we have defeated you.
The bird sat back. Yes, you have defeated me. I will leave now and I will not come back again. And he flew away. The crows were so happy.
Caw, caw.
Then they went quiet. After all, the one who had saved them was the one whom they had laughed at, made fun of, and she wasn't even a crow. They all looked at Kalpi.
Caw, caw. Sorry, Kalpi. Sorry.
Kalpi looked at them and said, It's okay. I know I'm different, but I didn't know I was a koel and not a crow. Now I must leave and find others of my kind. So you will have to let me go. And she flew away. She flew and flew high up into the sky and soon was out of sight. She was a tiny speck. And after some time, the crows couldn't see her anymore. And that's the end of the story. I'm very proud to say that this story I wrote myself because many people don't realize that koels lay eggs in other birds' nests. Generally, koels lay only one egg and they choose the nest of a crow because the eggs look very, very similar. So the crows think that the koel is their baby and they bring it up. And that's how Kalpi came to be in Kakamma's nest. I hope you enjoyed this story. Come back again. Until next time. Bye bye.